Am I the asshole for telling my son why don't you beg? I got out of a shitty relationship with my ex. It was a nightmare of a divorce and I got the blame even though the kids know he cheated on me. I got the blame since I asked for the divorce. This happens when our oldest was 15. Let's call him Eric. He was a nightmare at the time. He bullied his younger sibling. I had to drag him to therapy where he refused to talk. We tried people he picked but it was a nightmare. He wanted to live with my ex but he didn't want him to live with him. When he went to college I had hope that him spreading his wings will help him since nothing I did worked. It did not. He basically pretended no one existed unless he needed cash. My breaking point with him was he was 21 and I gave him a text asking if he will make it for Christmas. He told me to beg him to come and he will consider it. I refused. Gave an invite and he didn't show. I kept giving him invites to family events but stopped this year. He is now 25. My 2 daughters are official no contact with him this year. We are in contact, but it's rare we talk. He called yesterday asking if I could talk to his sisters and convince them to meet up with him. I told him to leave them alone but he kept going. After a while of him not taking my no for an answer I told him why don't you beg and I will consider it. He got pissed, called me a jerk and hung up. Maybe I went too far with him but it's so hard to tell so I came for an outside opinion. Not the asshole. His sisters do not want to have a relationship with him because of the person he chooses to be. They have every right to be respected by keeping toxic people out of their lives and not talk to their brother. You were protecting their interests. I believe you said what you said out of frustration. And you were being nagged to your snapping point. Not the asshole. He got a taste of his own medicine. His life is lonely and empty because he pushed the people that care about him away. Welcome to Find Out Avenue. It's one exit past F around Boulevard. Not the asshole. He's an adult. He was an adult when he said the words you threw back at him. Not the asshole. Son. You've been an asshole for a long time to the rest of us. If you want to mend your relationship with your sisters, you're going to need to take responsibility for that and make the effort. Nobody in this family owes you a relationship. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Rotten little shit. Not the asshole. It's okay for him to order you to beg him so he'd attend Christmas and other family events. But it's suddenly not when it's his turn to beg for his sister's attention. He's 25. He has to learn actions have consequences and what is good for him is also good for others. Not the asshole. He was old enough for him to be blunt to his mother. Which is fair enough. His choice and decision. You are equally entitled to be blunt in return, so not the asshole. Info: why is he trying to contact his sisters? They are all adults now. There's no reason for you to interfere with their relationship. Not the asshole. You did everything you possibly could in a shitty situation, but your son has made his own choices. Love him from afar, but don't let him treat you the same way your ex did. Which is exactly how this reads to me. Maybe his head will come out of his ass someday. Even your daughters recognize how toxic he is. If any of you ever welcome him back into your lives, it will be on your terms because he has showed remorse, improvement, love. You're not the asshole. But I completely misread your title. It immediately made me think of the old Sherlock Holmes story. The man with the twisted lip. In that story, a middle-class man leaves his home on the outskirts of London each day for the city. He goes to a small apartment, transforms himself into a vagrant, and goes out to beg for a living. And he does well. I thought you were telling your son to do something similar. Not the asshole. Your son is now getting a dose of reality. No one wants to be friends with a shitty person and he Acted like a pretty shitty person. If you just forced your daughters to have a relationship with their brother who doesn't respect their boundaries, you could end the male loneliness epidemic. There's something really disturbing about him telling you to beg to see him. Like he wants to see you in pain and emotional duress. Not the asshole, you did exactly what he needed. Hopefully it's not too little too late. AITA. Not the asshole. It's a bit snarky, but he's an adult and can deal. It sounds as if your daughters are old enough to make their own decisions. And if so, he can reach out to them directly. If they've blocked him, there's actual mail. Decisions have consequences. And it sounds like he's perhaps beginning to rue some of his. Nonetheless, it's up to him to rectify any choices that he made to cause such alienation. He played Fafo, not the asshole. You probably shouldn't have said it because it wasn't helpful. But honestly, who could resist? Soft, you're the asshole. Not the asshole. If holding up a mirror to himself makes him mad, he should be angry with himself, not you. Hopefully this might be an opportunity to better himself. Not the asshole. Eric reaped what he sowed. Not the asshole, you shouldn't have to beg your child to spend a holiday with you. You live by the beg, you beg to not live by the beg. Karma is a dish best served cold. No, it's not you. Not the asshole, sad situation, but you did all you could on your end. Not the asshole, it isn't your responsibility to persuade your daughters to talk to your son. Your son made this mess, it is up to him to fix the relationship with his siblings. You can advise him that a written apology may help, but he needs to make the attempt repeatedly. Not the asshole. He sounds like a real piece of work. This is the best way to deal with people that act like this. Just regurgitate the garbage they spew back at them. Works every time. You're not the asshole. Your male offspring is a total jerk. AITA. Lol. Woo zing. Hope her son likes that tussin. Not the asshole, your son wouldn't take no and tried to bully you into giving in. I think you said what you did because those words said to you hurt you very deeply. He may not remember saying them to you, but that doesn't negate the impact those words had on you. He may want to reconnect with his sisters, but that is their decision and all you can do is respect their decision and let them know he called and wants to meet up with them, but that you are staying out of it. He needs to do some introspection and get therapy to work through his obvious anger and other emotions. Not the asshole. Why does he think it's okay for him to say that and not anyone else? He can dish it out, but he can't take it. I take it Eric doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to his father. And it probably didn't help that his father didn't want him to live with him after the breakup. Does Eric know this, or does he think this was your fault too? He's an adult and he's now reaping what he's sowed. There's only so much you can do when someone doesn't want to change. He may change in the future or he'll end up a very lonely person. That's a reflection on him and a consequence of his behavior rather than a reflection on you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Classic title says I'm a major asshole, but story makes me not so much of an asshole. TBH, I question what his intent to now want to talk to his sisters. Not the asshole. I had a sister like this. She tried to actually get my parents divorced and she would only reach out to me for self-centered reasons. Last time she was trying to make grounds to sue my parents. Sometimes you need to serve crap hot back to them. That's gold. A good for you or kid is a punk. Sometimes the wrong thing just feels like the right thing. NGL. I laughed even as I was thinking, oh no. Don't say that.